Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to code the strategy pattern. I'm going to show you compression algorithm example. Before we add any compression classes, we need to create a blueprint for that. To create the blueprint for classes, I'm going to use an interface. I'm going to call it compression. Here, I'm going to add a function called compress. It is an arrow function, get data. It is a string and return. Now, I'm going to create a class. It is called MP4 compression. It implements compression interface. Here, now I have to add the compress function. It gets data string, so log. Here I'm gonna add mp4. Now I'm gonna add mkv compression. It also implements compression and it will have the same function. Like now I have added two different compressions. Now I'm gonna add the part that related to the strategy pattern. Here I'm gonna create a new class. It is compression strategy. It also implements the compression interface. So here there's a difference, which is we don't add the console log like before. Instead of doing that, we're gonna maintain an internal variable called compression. It is a type of compression, and we're gonna create a constructor compression and this dot compression equal compression. That means when we create an instance from this class, we must assign an instance of one of these compression algorithms. Here I'm gonna also add the setter for this set compression. Okay, that does the same thing. So here when we wanna use compress, we call this dot compression and pass data. That's it. Now we have to export this here. Also here I'm gonna export. Normally when you code this, add all of these interface and classes into separate files. Now I'm gonna go to index page and I'm gonna create const compression strategy equal new compression strategy. Here I'm gonna pass new mp4 compression strategy dot compress. Now I'm gonna pass YouTube. Now I'm gonna run this. Now you can see you get the YouTube mp4. Here if you wanna add mkv compression, I'm gonna pass mkv. We have to import it. Now save. Now you can see mkv compression. This is a very important pattern because it implements both single responsibility principle and open close principle. Single responsibility principle means every class have one single responsibility, nothing more. Okay, this handle mp4 compression, this handle mkv. You can add anything related to mp4 within this class. Don't add anything outside that. Okay, that's the single responsibility principle. Open close principle means your code must open for extension but close for modification. What's that mean? Let me show you an example. Now you have a scenario, you want to add mp3 compression. So here I'm going to create mp3. Here I'm going to add mp3. Now you can see I have added the new feature without touching existing code. Okay, so that's what I mean by open close principle. You haven't touched the existing code, but you added a new feature. That means you won't get code conflicts or your existing test shouldn't fail when you add a new feature like this. That's the beauty of open close principle. In the next video, I will teach you how to code the chain of responsibility pattern.